Hello YouTube, this is We All Juggle Knives with another blade review. You're probably thinking, what on earth is this thing? This is actually the paper knives copy of the Rexford RUT. Yes, and it's sold by EDC Gear. And check out, now is that supposed to be a cat? I like to think that maybe it's a cross between a cat and a dog. Alright, so this is a knockoff. Boo, we hate knockoffs. The Rexford RUT sells for $140. So, boo, overcharging for something that's not even handmade. So there's plenty of hate to go around. I looked up reviews of the Rexford RUT. Wow, lots of hatred. Every single comment on the reviews was basically only a fool would buy that for that price. You got a little cutout arm right here, you know, almost like a frame lock cutout. You push this, and then you have to pull the blade out manually, and you can pull it out to one of two positions because a normal utility blade has cutouts, right? And so now it's locked in place. To retract it, you just push this again, and there you go. But this also has a bottle opener, and it can also work as a can opener, right? And this, I suppose, you could turn screws with it, and also you can use this as a mini keychain type pry bar. All right, so they've combined a utility knife with a pry bar and bottle opener. And the original RUT is actually titanium. Okay, now you might be thinking, why on earth would you carry a utility knife that is not one-handed opening for $140? You know, when you could just, this is a slim cut, when you can just have something like this, which you can open with one hand, or something like this, which you can open with one hand, or the Red Devil, which you just push off, you open with one hand, or this, which I made myself, which is basically just kind of like this, but cut in half, so I could have it on a keychain. Yeah, why on earth would you have a two-handed opening utility knife? It's a good question, dude. It's a very good question. Well, you know, really, there's no conceivable reason unless you are in love with Rexford himself, except this also has the little pry bar thing. So really, you know, some people carry little pry bars like these items right here. These are little keychain pry bars. Okay, so you see why Rexford was getting so much hate, because combining this, which is about $5, with something like this, which is less than $5, does not equal $140. Even if it's titanium, okay? Titanium is not that expensive. You know, if you're going to charge that much for the titanium version of this, it would really have to be handmade. In other words, Rexford himself would have to cut out all those pieces by hand, right? Which is not how they're made. He has those pieces machined and then he screws them together. Okay, but what about this? This is like way cheaper. I don't know, it's like $15. You could find it for even less probably. It took a month to arrive. So if you order this from Amazon, it's gonna take a month, okay? So do I think this is worth it for $15 or however much you can get it for? I think it's more worth it than the $140, but you know, this thing is still too big, I would say. I mean, for a keychain tool, 4 inches, I mean, it's bigger than like that Victorinox Cadet. It's way bigger than the Ladybug. I mean, way bigger than the Squirt. It's just too big for a keychain tool. What they need to do is base a keychain utility tool not around that utility razor, okay, which is too big. They need to base it around the much more compact type of utility blade, because if they base it around that, they could actually make it more along the size of these actual good keychain size items. The only reason to carry this is more for the pry bar and the bottle and can opener. You know, if you're a person that has to use your utility knife like all day long, then don't get this because it's too inconvenient. But yeah, it's very iffy. It certainly needs to be optimized. They need to shrink this down, find a way to make it two-handed opening, and then you'd really be onto something, because combining a utility knife with a pry bar is actually a good idea if they execute it better. Okay, so in the comments I want you to weigh in on what you think of the expensive titanium version and what you think of this version. You know, you could very well not like either of them. As far as my thoughts, the expensive version, no way. And the cheap version, it's marginal, you know. Could be useful, but probably not for everyone. Alright, this has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.